So remember last year during the Biden administration when Eric Adams was trying to get control of what was going on inside of his city, and they had basically created camps. They had started camping out outside of Columbia University because they was protesting what was going on in Palestine and stop the war and all of that. Well, one of the protesters, I guess he didn't realize that Trump was coming into office. And so what's going on now is that they identified him and they detained him and they said that they was going to possibly deport him. But there's a little kerfuffle. Check it out.
Developing story on the campus of Columbia University. A student connected to pro-Palestinian protests last year has been detained by ICE. This comes on the heels of President Trump announcing the university will be stripped of federal funds. Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon has the latest from Morningside Heights. Sonia.
Yeah, Tanya, an attorney for Mahmoud Khalil says even though he holds a green card, ICE agents came and detained him last night, claiming that his student visa was being revoked. Well, his attorney says he doesn't have a student visa. He is married to a U.S. citizen who also happens to be 8 months pregnant, and now
they try to have birthright citizenship up in here. You got a green card. You got a student visa. You ain't got a student visa. You got a green card. And so you over here at the university causing ruckus and trying to mess up our good American culture, I'm all for this. Let's continue.
She doesn't know where he's being held, and ICE won't tell her. Mahmoud Khalil spoke with ABC News during protests here at Columbia University last year, and you're looking at video from those protests. Khalil, who is Palestinian, was a student negotiator when there were tents on campus. Now, he graduated in December, but still lives in the neighborhood. He was arrested at his home, according to his attorney, who says agents claim to be following a State Department order. That attorney, Amy Greer, says ICE's arrest and detention of Mahmoud follows the U.S. government's open repression of student activism and political speech, specifically targeting students at Columbia University for criticism of Israel's assault on Gaza. Now, State Assembly member Emily Gallagher added in a social media post, "You can't detain someone and revoke their legal status because you don't like their speech. That's not my opinion. It's central to the rule of law." And the New York Immigration Coalition says if someone with a green card is suspected of committing a crime, well, they'd have to be arrested for that first.
ICE agents or Department of Homeland Security, they actually can't revoke anyone's green card. You have to go through a court process, and that means that
What's up with all of y'all sassy people that's outside of the United States of America coming into the United States of America? What's up with all of this sassiness? Men need to get more backbone. Speak with your chest, big dog.
immigration judge would have to revoke it, not an agent who's walking in the street haphazardly looking for anyone who may fit a profile that they're looking for and say, you know what, I'm going to revoke your visa. That's not how this works.
President Donald Trump has said he wants to have foreign students deported and detained if they're seen as agitators in campus protests, and advocates say this is a very dangerous policy. The administration also announced Friday that it is cutting $400 million in grants and contracts for Columbia University because of what it says was its failure to thwart anti-Semitism on campus.
So, you messed around and found out. So when the city and the mayor and the governor refused to deal with it, Trump had him on his hit list and he said, okay, I see. So we got people that's up here disturbing the peace, right? You can disagree, but you're not going to be camping out on campus. You're not going to be bullying people. You're not going to be messing up what we got going on inside of the United States of America. Okay. You know what? What I realized, free speech is for U.S. citizens. You can't do what you want to do when you over here in a country that you a visitor to, that you wasn't even born in. I'm with it. It don't set a dangerous precedent. It helps you to understand that when you own American soil and you a visitor and you got a green card, which can be revoked, you're going to have to be on your best behavior. Y'all not going to keep on coming over here into the good old US of A and disrupting what we got going on over here, messing up our universities, turning them into indoctrination camps, and thinking that you can do somewhere along the line, somebody told y'all that you can do what you want to do when you want to do it, and that's not true. That is reserved for people like me and the people in the chat. And if I'm in another country and I'm in there on a green card or a student visa, I am on my best behavior. Yo, even me just as a visitor to any country that I visit, anytime I step out of the United States of America, even going into Canada, which we've largely never viewed Canada as really that big of a deal, and we're not criminals anyway, so it really doesn't matter what we do or how we feel because we're not into something that we're not supposed to be in. I'm not going into some other place that I am not a natural born U.S. citizen and doing anything that's bringing attention to myself. I am on my best behavior. I'm out the way. I'm taking advantage of the American system already. I'm going to the university and I'm already 30. I'm not doing nothing that get myself. I don't even want to bring no visibility to myself. We've always been taught that, yo, when you not riding dirty, that's the way that they started catching people. Hey, you know what? He going under the speed limit. Pull him over and see what's going on. We don't move. We drive the speed limit. We put our seatbelts on. We stay out of the mix. If you want this thing to be a meaningful situation or demonstration, and do it in your own country. Do it where you came from. Don't come over here messing up what we got going on and thinking that you're going to get away with it. No, now you got to be dealt with. Even though the judge put a temporary pause on him getting deported, you messed around and found out. You thought the thing that you did under Biden wasn't going to stand over in Trump and that you was going to then get yourself together. Now y'all had, no, we coming to get you.
That former Columbia University student taken into custody.
The arrest almost prompting outrage, among others. Newscopter 7, live over a rally right now in Foley Square, is calling for a release of Mahmoud Khalil. We'll hear from Shannon Sohn, Newscopter 7, in just a moment.
But we begin with Eyewitness News reporter Lauren Glassberg. She's live near campus in Manhattanville. Lauren?
Yeah, it's a much quieter scene here than it is down at Foley Square. We're on 129th Street, where Columbia University does have a few buildings. And there's a press conference that is just starting right behind me over my shoulder, where members from the faculty from Columbia and Barnard, as well as immigration rights advocates, they are condemning the arrest and detention of that.
Listen, if y'all going to be out there, let me give y'all a warning for everybody that wants to protest, that wants this guy over in the United States. And I don't care what you're protesting. I don't care if you're on this side. I don't care if you're on that side. That means nothing to me. Let me warn y'all, if you are a person that's in the same situation as him, then make sure that you don't get caught up, because Trump has already said that he's going to start removing funding from these universities that basically are indoctrination camps, DEI universities, and also that allows for this type of nonsense to go on. We not playing no games. Be careful. Be careful in your solidarity, because it could get you deported.
Columbia grad student who was detained over the weekend.
Mahmoud Khalil.
Outside Columbia University, a small protest this afternoon calling for the
Always
release of
white
Mahmoud
people.
Khalil. Federal immigration officials arrested the Palestinian activist on Saturday. Khalil's a Columbia grad student who has helped organize campus protests against Israel.
The students on this encampment are a gift to Columbia.
The Trump administration has pledged to detain and deport students who aren't citizens and support Hamas. The Secretary of State posted about the strategy to revoke visas and/or green cards of Hamas supporters. But Khalil isn't here on a student visa. He has a green card, and some students are outraged.
I think we need to protect the integrity of this institution as a place where people can feel comfortable.
Somebody saying Anton is pro-fake Israel on the low. I'm not. Anybody that's watched the Millionaire Morning Show, what did I say? I am pro-America. I don't care about nothing that nobody got going on outside of the United States of America at all. I am pro-America. I don't care about this side. I don't care about that side. It don't make, if it ain't American, then it doesn't mean anything to me. You don't see me sitting there advocating for anything except for peace in the world and for the United States of America to stop giving money over to places that then enrich these warmongers or people that keep advocating for war. I don't care about nothing that goes on outside of America. I am pro-America. That's it. That's it. And in some places in America I don't even like. Care nothing about. Y'all keep getting involved in stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you. You can't even fix your own hood, but you in here having a position in the stance on Israel and Hamas. That ain't even got nothing to do with you. That ain't even your fight. You want to be involved in something so bad. You want to be loved. You want to have a community, a group around you. You want to have a position on something so bad that ain't got nothing to do with you. You can't even fix your own hood. Your baby mama still hates you. You need to be pro-family and get back with your baby mama and fix your daughter's life, because she gonna be out here throwing it back for a real one, and ain't nobody gonna care about her. Be pro-you. Be pro-you. Anton, I don't give up. I am pro Leslie Daniels. I'm pro Anton Daniels. I'm pro Bag Chaser. I'm pro Millionaire Morning Show. I'm pro AntonDaniels.com. And I am pro After Hours. I'm pro Slimmy, pro Q, pro Molly, pro Mika, pro Carrie. I'm pro Q, Island Gal Q. I got my own family. Listen, my family is raging liberals. I'm pro getting them over into the conservative side instead of staying on the Democrat. I ain't got time to be sitting there dealing with your problems. I ain't giving no money to you. What my tax dollars going to you? I got my own family that's degenerates that I got to call every day and make sure that they doing what they supposed to do. I got time for you. Pro-Israel. I don't give a piss about no Ukraine or Russia. I don't plan on ever going there. I don't want to be a citizen of those trash countries. Care nothing about what you got going on. I can't believe it. We stand with China. I stand with Anton Daniels and all of my brothers and sisters and the Bag Chasers. If it ain't them, I don't care. I got my own problems in my own city that I need to solve for. I got kids and places that I grew up with that I donate to that I got to make sure that they straight. Care nothing about you. Y'all need to worry about getting the beam out of your own eye than standing with somebody that ain't got nothing to do with you. They don't even rock with your culture. They don't even like you. Ukraine don't even support your gay agenda. You know what Ukraine is like? Do you know what the people you know what their culture is like? They would castrate you. You standing with a bunch of people that don't even support your what it is that you advocate for on your liberal side. You just anti-Trump, and they don't even like you over there. And Trump is trying to get peace so that he can have our dollars go back into our country, and you anti-Trump and anti-America, and you pro them, and they hate you. If you went over there, they would throw you in the jail, and then they would take you and indoctrinate you and then put you on the front lines to get killed. Y'all want to be down so bad.
Comfortable sharing all opinions on these subjects, and I think this is a violation of academic and of human integrity.
Meanwhile, entrances to campus are restricted in anticipation of more protests, and it's the same story at Barnard. All of this as the president plans to pull $400 million in grants and contracts from Columbia for failing to stop anti-Semitism. But this professor says the school is doing a much better job of supporting Jewish students and faculty compared to last year, and that pulling funding is misguided.
The university shouldn't be penalized, and the faculty, and the graduate students, and the postdocs, they are terrified.
Look at this guy.
Not by anti-Semitic rhetoric, by what is going on in the press and in Washington saying we're going to cut off funding.
This student who is Jewish and afraid of retribution says she feels threatened every day, and she says the government did the right thing when it comes to Khalil.
He has been openly anti-Semitic. He has engaged in just
Look at
objective
these people.
wrongdoing.
These people is just they got it all wrong. Anyway, so he's facing deportation, temporarily halted by a judge, but I will stay on top of it and I will give you guys updates as I get them.